Guys, I hope everyone is part of the WhatsApp community, which we have. If you are not part, because I still find some students who are not part of that community. If you are not a member yet, I'm sharing the link. Please join that community. It is the only medium that we have to communicate with you at the moment. So once students pay and register to the course, another dedicated community will be created and all the registered students will be added to that community so that we can interact throughout the course for next 4 months. The link is shared in the chat. If you're not a member yet, the community name is Plural Labs Cohorts. Please join. And today I'll also be sharing the fee details to which account you should transfer the fee. So it is good that you guys start paying for the course after this class so that we can provide you the account access, portal access, material access, video access as soon as possible. We also need to create login credentials to every registered student. So it takes time. I'm sharing the bank details in the chat section. Details are shared in the chat section. As usual, it's 24,600 is the complete course fee. 12,300 should be paid to initiate, and after 1 month, the other part, the other half of the amount. Uh, and you have the bank account number details in the chat section, and also you have the Google Pay and Phone Pay UPI IDs in the message sent. So it depends on your convenience. If you have any queries, please text me on WhatsApp. I will be happy to help you. Sir, we can start the class.
Yes. Good morning and good evening to everyone. Let me start. Let me share a screen. Okay, just to revise, yesterday we have seen basic things related with what is the execution flow of a Java program. So how can we create, what is the extension we need to follow? So how can we run using, how can we compile a Java program as well as how can we execute a program to see the output? So whatever the program we have written. So let us continue related with the architecture level for today. So this is a critical part in the sense knowing these things are really necessary. So basically, so what's happening in the background. So whenever you are executing a program, so what are the components internally interact and it will display the information front end in the sense like in a console. So now you see we discussed yesterday related with this source code, whatever we have written. So converts to dot class, it's bytecode. So now the JVM, we'll discuss about the JVM. So what are the components available in JVM? Like who provides that JVM, like virtual machine? As I said, whenever we executed a program, whenever we run the program. So basically, so how JVM interact with that component and gives the result. Is either whether that is a valid or invalid. So some kind of a response we are getting. So, but how actually it will do, we'll see this. Okay. So now you see, there is a Java JDK. Yesterday we have seen how to download and how to set up Java, like some of the steps. So this is a JDK, Java Development Kit. So we have taken 17, Java 17 JDK. What does it mean by JDK basically? So JDK is used as, so let me just write. So the terminologies are important. So Java Development Kit. What is this basically? JDK. means software. It provides development environment used for developing Java applications. Java applications. So now what is JDK is nothing but it is one kind of an environment. So whenever you do, right, it's nothing but it's like a bundle. So when you install, like when you download and install in a system, again, like we can reuse, right, whatever the programs available in Java. In the sense we can design like the programs related with Java. It will provide. So, but what are the components it will provide basically? So what exactly JDK contains? You see, right? JDK, like you see, right? JRE, like Java Development Kit. So JDK, it includes JRE. JRE means like Java Runtime Environment. You see, right? Like Java Runtime Environment. The name itself, it says Runtime Environment. So if you want to run, if you want to execute your program, so this is a critical, basically. This is critical. So I'll just explain. So when this will come into the picture, meanwhile, we'll discuss about the components like JVM. Again, class libraries, like internal libraries, it need to support. Again, like this compiler, debugger, and Java doc. Doc is nothing but Java doc, Java documentation comment we have. So they have introduced this Java documentation comment also. So if you want to add details of a program, so we can use this Java doc. So like as I mentioned, like JDK is a software development environment provided to the developers to write Java programs. So it includes Java runtime environment. So where all these components will come. So whenever if you want to execute your program, run your program, so JRE will come into the picture. So now yeah, JDK and JRE. Okay. So JDK allows to create Java programs that can be run by JRE. JRE. So which includes JVM, which includes JVM. So this is what we can say JDK and JRE. So if I'm talking about only JDK, JDK is nothing but it's kind of a software which contains all the information. So where a developer can develop his programs. So when we talk about JDK and JRE, so if we take both the terms at once, so what is the meaning of JDK and JRE is JDK allows programmers to create Java programs that can be run by JRE. Is nothing but that can be run. So we have seen yesterday. So how can we compile and how can we run that program? So this will come into the picture. So run by JRE, which includes JVM. Again, so class libraries. What are the class libraries? Class libraries is nothing but it will provide some kind of a support from backend. We have, when we do compilation yesterday, we have seen like with the help of Java C, is nothing but a compiler. We compiled a program. It generated a dot class file which contains bytecode instructions. So from that, again, like we ran that in the sense like we have run that particular program so that it has given the output. So these libraries will provide from the packet. So just let me see this terminal. Now compilation is done. Okay. So now when JRE will come actually, so JRE will contain all these things. So debugger and all. So when JRE is nothing but, so whatever the source code you have written. So now you are compiled. So it generated this dot class file. So now you are running. So you are typing this command like Java first. So when you hit this, now JRE from here, JRE execution will start. So we'll see this, like what are the components it will use internally. You see, like JRE, the main purpose of JRE here is the flow of a bytecode to execute is nothing but, so once compiler is completed, like once compiler completed his work is nothing but like we don't see any compilation issues. Now, if you have any issue, right, you will get immediately that part I will show you. So now JRE starts the work exactly from here. So by reading the bytecode instructions, so the main intention here, like why we are doing all these things is nothing but to convert to machine language instructions, so that because microprocessor or your platform should not understand what is a bytecode instruction. These bytecode instructions is for Java, is for JVM, which can understand and which can be used to convert to machine language instructions. Okay, so now what are the components this JRE contains internally? What are the components it will say? You see, right? Class loader like bytecode verifier, interpreter. Yesterday we have used this term interpreter, runtime and hardware. So whenever you are running this program, these are the components internally works. Like how it will work is nothing but class loader. What is the class loader? You see, right? Runtime. Runtime means Java runtime environment. This runtime environment uses all these components. What is a class loader? Meaning that, so once you compile this program, a dot class file is generated. Okay. So this class contains, as we discussed, this class contains bytecode instructions. So now class loader is one kind of a module which can be used to validate or verify your dot class file, whether the dot class file is proper. I mean, we don't see any issues on that. So all these things it will check internally, in the sense it will load this dot class file internally and it will start verifying that. So once it confirms, yes, these bytecode instructions are valid, we don't see any issues, then bytecode verifier. So these two stages, what it will do is nothing but class loader is used to load your dot class file. So bytecode verifier is a component which checks each step and confirms this file is fine, so we can go ahead. So now interpreter. So now, as I said, right, like Java first. So when I hit that, again, it will go step by step, each step it will start execution. Okay. So validation is different, execution is different. So interpreter is nothing but it starts executing step by step. So now runtime is nothing but whatever the components we are doing at runtime, it will do. So when I hit this, you're getting this one. So meaning of this one is nothing but this is nothing but a standard output device. So whatever we are seeing, right, console, this is a console, is nothing but platform. Platform is nothing but so which operating system and like which processor, like what type of platform you're using at the end, if all these components work together internally and provides you the output. So this is how Java runtime environment will come into the picture. When Java runtime environment will come into the picture and start execution is nothing but once your dot class file is generated. So all those things, why we are using this is nothing but so JRE, JVM, like JRE contains JVM. Okay. So JRE is runtime environment which contains internally JVM. Again, this is the one doing everything. JVM, but these are the components we are using here. To convert is nothing but. So you see, right? JRE is a software bundle that allows Java program to run. So how it runs, like what are the components it uses internally, like how it cross checks that bytecode is proper or not, this one. So now let us go back here. So now what I will do here is simply, so let us just change this. Change this. Okay. So I don't want some kind of a thing I'm just doing here. So now let us just run this here. So I'm just hitting this. Now you see what happens here. So now let me just delete. I'm just deleting this. Dot class file we are deleting because we did some kind of a modification here. So now just let me rerun again. Okay. So now I'm just rerunning this. Now you see it is giving some kind of an error. You see, right? Line number 4, some kind of an error we got here. So what does that mean here? It is saying some kind of a terminator, it is expected. Semicolon, it is expected, but we have not given. So now in case of exception, you see, right? In case of error. So now what happens? We don't see any dot class file. So this is nothing but syntax. Java compiler itself not compiled your program, not generated dot class file. So now let me just try to run the program now. I know that there is no dot class file. Still, I'm just seeing, I'm just trying. So how my program will behave if we don't have dot class file. So still I'm executing this. So Java first. Now you see what happens here. Could not find or load main class first. Main class first. So now it is this class not found exception it got. Class not found exception it got. So what does it mean by class not found exception? Is nothing but it is still searching here. So whenever you are running this program, all these components, right, like JRE, with the help of all these components, internally it is looking for dot class file. It is. So it is not found. That is the reason it gives the meaningful message, could not find, or main class, load main class. As I said, right, load class loader. Class loader is nothing but this is the basic component and this is the main component which can be used or which can be load the dot class file which is generated from Java compiler. From that, rest of the components will start. But we don't have a dot class file itself. So here only class loader itself, it will give some exception. I'm trying to execute this program, but I don't see dot class file where bytecode instructions should be happen. So that is the reason it is clearly giving this could not find or load the main class. Okay. Yeah. So now let us go back here. So now come back here. Now this is the JVM architecture. Okay, so now this is a JVM architecture. What does it mean by JVM architecture? Basically, so JVM architecture is what we can say, this is the heart of the execution of any Java program we can write. Any Java program we can write. So what does it mean by here? Like what are the components available? Here is nothing but, so like let us write a step related with the JVM. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine. So this we can say that execution process. So now what is JVM is nothing but JVM is responsible for taking the dot class file which has bytecode instructions, and convert those instructions to machine language instructions. So that can be used and executed by microprocessor. Okay, to reach here, we are doing all those things. So let me go back with the hierarchy here. Now let me go back. Like, so what is this JVM? Like why we are using all these things is nothing but finally we need output. Okay, finally, whatever the program I'm writing or designing or developing, I need some kind of a response from the system, whether that is a valid or invalid. So forget about the scenario. It's nothing but like a positive or negative, some kind of a response I required. In the sense, system should understand what I have written is nothing but like what I have written, what is my expected output, what is the input I'm providing. So to reach here program output, all these components we are using. So again, the main purpose of JVM is nothing but it takes care internally your Java program execution process. So what it will do is nothing but simply what is the purpose and what is the use of JVM is nothing but JVM is a program which can be used to convert bytecode instructions generated in dot class file to machine language instructions which can be used by your platform. So platform, as I said, platform is nothing but a combination of your operating system as well as microprocessor. Okay, so come back here. But internally, as I said, like how JVM uses for execution is nothing but, so what are the components it will use internally, so to execute your program. So now again, class file, like dart class file, you see, right? Okay, we have not generated, right? So let me just generate that. So now again, like dot class file, class loader subsystem. What is this class? As I mentioned, class loader subsystem. The main purpose of class loader subsystem is first it checks whether do we have dot class file or not. First. Second thing, it will cross check whether all the bytecode instructions are proper or not. So if the bytecode instructions are correct, then next step is nothing but what it will do is nothing but then necessary memory should be allocated. Memory should be allocated, right? So memory is important basically. So how much memory I need to allocate to each and every program. So what is this program basically in memory and all. Okay. So now next step is like once class loader subsystem confirms this, yes, this is a valid dot class file which don't have any issues. Okay. So now it will take these help runtime data areas, we can say. So this part is nothing but a memory allocation. So once your bytecode instructions are valid, so next immediate step what JVM uses is nothing but runtime data areas, is how much memory I need to allocate. You see, right? Naming convention. So what are the different memory allocations it will use is nothing but this is the method area. Okay. So heap, Java stacks, PC registers, native method stacks. So what is this method area? Basically, so now I mean like those who are new to Java, they don't know anything like for freshers, you just go with my terminologies. Don't go with the concept wise. So once we start a programming, right, like I'll explain everything, but you can just try to understand the terminologies, what we are doing. So method area is nothing but like if we have written any method in a program, for now you can consider this is our method. This is our method. So main is the method. How can we consider method is nothing but, so method always starts with, let us say I'm just giving one kind of a method. So now sum of two numbers. Okay. So now method this one. So if method always starts and ends like this. Okay. So this is a one user defined method we have written. So which starts with lowercase and follow the camel case. Okay. So now this is a main method. So for now in our program, only one method we have used, that is a main method. You see, right? It closed and it. What is this? Is nothing but this is nothing but one parameter. One input parameter we are using here. So method area is used basically to store the methods. Is nothing but if you have used any methods in your program, method area is one of the memory block which stores class code. Like if you are using any variables like methods, method details, all it will store and it will provide necessary memory for this. So JVM uses method area component or a memory component which can be used to allocate your class code. So again, as I said the hierarchy. So let me just go back here. Yeah, you see, right? Like Java is object-oriented programming language where we need to write, right? All the Java programs using classes, using class and methods. So you see, right? So variables is nothing but a property. If you consider this example, so if I take an example of any car, for example, any car you take like Brezza and all. So basically we see basically people attract with the color, usually color, and like what is the fuel type, what is the body type, like what is the type of that car, whether that is SUV or like a it electric car, or all these are comes under properties. And again, like action is nothing but each car. So it can stop, like we can drive, we can accelerate, we can stop. These are all actions. You see, right? Actions I have mentioned here as method. Okay. I can start the car. I can stop the car. Like I can accelerate the car in the sense like while driving, I can shift the gears, multiple gears based on the speed. So this is the action here. So now again, variable is nothing but this is some kind of a property of your car. Like my car is having this color. So this color, like a fuel type is this one, like a body type is this one, like a sedan, hatchback, premium, like this. We have a different terms, right? So like this. So all these things, right? Like variables, class, and method code is stored here in method area. Okay, so now heap is nothing but, so if you have project, if you have object in program, if you're going to create any object, so all the objects are going to store in heap. So whenever class loader subsystem loads your dot class file and confirms that bytecode instructions are valid, then immediately method area and heap memory allocation will create by JVM. Okay, so now Java stacks is nothing but sometimes it is supporting, it is a supporting memory location. So method area, if method area is fully occupied, Java stacks used by JVM to provide additional memory so that multiple areas of this method it will store. So Java stacks is using as a supporting separate memory block which can be used to support this method area. So PC registers is nothing but, register is nothing but the address of the location. So address of the memory location basically. So for example, so here we have like around 10 people, but we have one identity where which location we are living. So what is our address? So this same thing. So PC registers will provide the address of the memory location. Is nothing but this PC register is having which method is stored in method area. So which objects stored in heap, what is their address? Is that what is the address? So all these things it will stored in a PC register. What does it mean by PC registers are? Register is nothing but area. Register is nothing but memory area, we can say. So which memory area particular component is stored, that we can say as a PC register. Second, native method stacks is nothing but, native method stacks is native. When I say native, the meaning of native is nothing but depending upon other programming language. Other programming language is nothing but, so sometimes if the requirement comes, so my Java program should interact with other programming language. So in that case, this native method stack memory component is used to store values. So native is nothing but other programming languages, in the sense like the methods which we are using to support the data from other programming language. So these are the runtime data areas. So just to revise, so what are these components is nothing but, once your dot class file will generate, class loader subsystem is one of the module which uses by JVM to verify your bytecode instructions. So during the verification, once it clarifies all the bytecode instructions are valid, immediately memory blocks will open runtime data areas. So necessary memory will be allocated to each bytecode instruction. So now again, what are the components, basic components? Method area is used to store your class code. Like if you're using variables, yes, variables code, as well as method. If you're using methods, yes, method details. All these details it will store in method area, provides the necessary memory to that. Heap, what is a heap? Is nothing but used to create, like if your program is having any objects, so all the objects stored in this heap memory. So Java stacks is used as a special memory allocation provided to method area in case this method area is fully occupied. Now PC register, as I mentioned, register meaning is nothing but memory area. It's nothing but it contains the address of memory instructions. Okay. So native method stacks, as I said, native is nothing but if we are using other programming languages methods, or we are trying to integrate a Java program with other programming language, then JVM uses native method stacks to provide or to allocate necessary memory to that. Now again, so once memory is allocated, so now two stages we completed. So our dot class file generated, now sufficient memory is allocated. After that, so now everything is allocated. Now I want to execute. This. So how execution will happen internally? You see, right? Execution engine. So this step, where is this now? Now what I'm doing? So compiled. So when I hit this, like I'm just trying to Java first. So when I hit enter, right? Enter. So whatever we have discussed just now, these two pieces we have discussed internally, those pieces will come into the picture and we'll take care because we have dot class file. So now all these components, right, will come. So we don't have any methods and all, you see, right? Method. So this is nothing but a default constructor, some kind of a piece. We have not used it here. You see, right? We have not used this particular piece in our program, but internally it took care. It take care. So, okay. So now again, now come back here. So execution engine. So when I'm hitting this, as I mentioned yesterday, Java is one of the programming languages which uses both compiler as well as interpreter. So from compiler, we got this dot class file. Okay. So when we execute this, so interpreter is part of Java virtual machine. As I mentioned yesterday, during differentiation, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter is nothing but compiler executes the program at once, irrespective of your number of lines in your source code. Okay, it will take all at once and execute if we don't have any syntactical errors. But the interpreter is not like that. Interpreter is also an execution engine which can be used to execute line by line. Line by line. So this is the performance problem in the sense this impacts more to the Java developers while developing this programming language. They thought that, yeah, this is a default behavior of an interpreter which can be used to execute your program line by line. So what they have used to increase the performance, as I said yesterday, I have highlighted one of the feature provided by Java is high performance. Okay, so to make that high performance future is more predictable, what they have introduced is they have written one program, which is JIT compiler. Okay, so to increase, like what is the use of JIT compiler is nothing but to increase the performance or to increase the execution process. So in one liner, if I want to make to increase the speed of the execution. So they have written one program and integrated to the interpreter so that we can expect high performance by increasing the execution process. This is nothing but JIT compiler. What does it mean by JIT is nothing but just in time. Okay, just in time compiler. They have integrated to that interpreter, which is acting as an execution engine along with the interpreter, so that we can expect the program to execute successfully on time on high performance, like with high performance. So this is a supporting compiler which is used to increase the speed of the execution. Okay, so now I'm hitting this. So now you see, right? Now when I'm hitting this, right, this execution engine will come and runtime data areas will come. So now sufficient memory is allocated internally and it will, if you don't have any issues. So now you see, hit this. So now like this, we are getting this. So we got this output. So now what happens here is, so now again, at the end, platform, as I said, like why we are doing all these components, internal components, why all these are supporting is nothing but because of finally we need to reach to our operating system. We need to explain to the operating system that I have written a program using so and so programming language. Please support and share the output. To reach here, we need to use. So come back to the basic flow. So now JVM converts bytecode to machine code so that you expect program output. But internally, what is the meaning here? So JVM converts bytecode to machine code. What are the components will come into the picture? How execution will happen internally? How the memory area will divide? So to each and every step of your program, this is the architecture. Okay. I hope you got the terminologies and what are the supporting areas JVM architecture will use. So now let us come back. So now we have discussed individually. It's nothing but like JDK we have discussed, JRE we have discussed, like JVM we have discussed. But how actually, like when I run the program, how all these components collaborate each other and execute your program so that machine can understand, finally share the output to you. So now you go here. Now, how JVM, JRE, JDK work together. So now the same flow, whatever I have shown with example, same thing. But this is a diagrammatic representation. You see, right? Java source code. What is a Java source code? This is. So whenever you create one Java file and you have you have written some of the steps which can be understandable in a human language. This is nothing but source code, .java. This is nothing but source code. So Java source code we have written. We have written. So now Java development kit provided Java C. In the sense, Java C is one of the tool, Java compiler. We have used Java compiler, so that what happens, it generates, you see, right, bytecode instructions. Bytecode is nothing but Java compiler is responsible to convert your .java file to .class file, so that bytecode instructions will come. Now once we generate the bytecode, what happens here? What happens? So now these bytecode instructions will be taken care by JVM by using some of these components and all. So now once the execution, everything is complete, like it uses Java virtual machine. I have mentioned, right? Java virtual machine uses just-in-time compiler to increase the speed of the execution. So if you see this component, execution engine, it uses along with the interpreter, this JIT compiler will use. So first, after that, so once everything is done, it confirms all the bytecode instructions, memory allocation, everything is done. Now runtime environment will come. It gives your data like this. Like this. Okay. So now if I want to go a one-liner of a definition so that it will be easy for this, what does it mean by JVM? We know JVM. So what does it mean by JRE? Okay. So JRE means, like already I have written here, JVM, JRE. Okay. So yeah, JDK that can be run, which includes JVM. JRE, Java runtime environment. JDK, Java development kit. Like JVM stands for Java virtual machine. So now you see. So now this is the flow basically. This is the flow. So from JDK, JRE, now JVM, JIT compiler. So JIT compiler, like who uses JIT is nothing but JVM will use. Again, these are all the internal components. Finally, you see, right? Finally, when you install or when you get this JDK kit, all these components will come internally as programs. So for example, if I want to show some of the libraries, so if I click right external libraries, I have installed JDK, right? So when you expand this, all are related with this. So supported, you see, right? JDK. So now you can just use jar tool. So JDK, it supports internal library. These are all class libraries. Java, JDK.NET, JDK.RMI. Okay, all these are provided by JDK. Java development kit. These are all necessary documents. You see, right? Java doc. We have discussed Java doc. Java doc is nothing but one kind of a comment which can be used to implement in your program. Okay. So this is about the hierarchy level related with it. So now let us just go with first or basic steps of towards programming. Is that, but if I want to write a Java program, what are the basic steps I need to follow? What are the naming conventions I need to follow? So let us start with comments. Okay. Comments. So what is a comment basically? Comment is nothing but it uses the description of the line which you have added in your .java or source code. So for example, we have written one type of a comment yesterday. You see, right? Comment. So what we are doing here, we are displaying some kind of a message, like comment should be meaningful. What is the advantage of comment is nothing but it improves or increase the readability of your program. Is nothing but, so if you're adding the comment for each and every step, so even like whatever the program complexity, so even if someone comes in the middle who don't have again like very much important in a programming language, he can understand by reading this. Okay, so what is this step particular doing? This step is used to execute the or display the information to the message. Okay, what are the different types of comments supported by Java? Is nothing but we have single line comments. Again, if you observe, so comments is for us is nothing but who are going to develop a program to increase the readability, to make that program easily understandable, Comments are always preferable. If you don't write comments, it is very difficult to understand why this step is written, what is the necessary of this step, and all. Okay, so again, these comments will not be executed by Java compiler. It simply ignores. You see, right, when I am writing this program, Java compiler, like when I'm compiling this program, right, Java compiler does not touch this step. Simply it ignores executed, like executed, ignores. It will not touch this particular, in the sense, it will not execute this, simply ignores. Java compiler, this is important statement. Java compiler simply ignores comments added in your program. So whatever the comments you have. So we have one single line comment. Single line comment is nothing but only one liner. So display the welcome message. So now I want to using system. Okay. So now I have used this. This is a one liner, fine, but I want to extend this particular statement in a next line. It won't allow. It won't allow. That is the meaning why we can say single line comment. That is the reason we are saying this as single line. Single line meaning the comment starts and ends in one line. It should not continue in another line. That is the reason, you see, right? That is the reason it is giving red font. Red font is system is not able to understand what you have written, what format you have written, what syntax you are using. It is not able to understand. That is the reason if you want to use single line comment, add all the line or steps in one line. Okay. So now, but sometimes requirement will be more. We need to give more description, more description. So what we need to do in that case? So we can go with multi-line comments. Okay. Multi-line comments. Multi-line comments is nothing but how it starts. Let us show. So now what I will do here is, okay, let us just go with single line comment. Okay. So now let us use multi-line comment here. So multi-line comment slash asterisk, hit enter. Automatically, this is a start and this is end. In the middle, you can fill anything and you can use enter to fill more data. Whatever the steps you are going to write, everything will be treated as valid and ignored by Java compiler. Okay, so now same thing, we'll just go here. So now I'm just adding display welcome message using Java version 17, trying to understand the execution flow of Java program by learning the architecture of JVM JR. So you see, right? So we don't see any error. So multi-line comment, this one. So now you can use this multi-line comments for multiple steps to give more description of your program. So now it starts with this one. So the syntax of this multi-line comment is like this. Multi-line comment. So it starts with slash asterisk. So now this is the ending. So now again, when you end, right, you need to go with stress and this one. So ID itself, it will generate. So if I want multiple, right, so it will start, just hit enter. Automatically ID will provide the closing comment part. So this is about multi-line. So what is the difference between multi-line and single line is nothing but if you want to add the description in one liner, then single line comment is enough. But if you want to give more description about the program and like about the particular step, why you have added, so what is the necessary, we need to use multi-line comment. The font, you can observe the font. What is the font color it is showing? So it is simply, so whenever the program is going to execute, it simply ignores that. So now let me just rerun again. So by adding this step particularly, so now let us just fix. Done with basic flow. So now what I'm trying, so now we have user, right? So now one more approach I will show you. So now we are using terminal to run this command. Okay. So now we are using IDE. So now I'm just using run. You see this run, or you can just use this icon, green icon. So run. So I'm trying to run this, just simply run this program. So now you see, right? Now you see directly, it will go and it will execute your program. We have executed and it will give some kind of a path also. So where your system has Java 17, JDK 17. So what are the IDE, like which IDE you are using to execute this program? This is a path it will give. After that, this is the output. So either two ways you can use, either terminal, open terminal, and you compile the program. But those who are new, initial stages, like in initial stages of like a beginning, right? Like for 10 to 12 sessions. So what you do, you can just follow this so that you can understand the basic execution process. What are the tools we are using and all. So now if you are still comfort with the execution, then you can just directly use this step particularly. Just directly run right click this here. So you can use either this icon. So only the thing is like whatever the source file, it should be visible here. Okay. So now you can just use this also, this option. So now one more comment we have. So single line and multi-line, it's done. So we have seen what is the difference. So now let us just use Java doc comment. Java doc comment. So what does it mean by Java doc comment is nothing but basically Java doc. When I say Java doc, it is a tool. You see, right? It is a tool. In hierarchy, we have seen this terminology we have seen. So you see, right? Java doc. This is basically tool provided by Java developers along with the JDK to provide you the comments or the description of your program in HTML format. In HTML format, I'll show you what does it mean by HTML format. We can open that particular step in browser and we can see what are the supporting classes internally, even though we have added only 4 to 5 steps here, or 4 to 5 steps here, but still some of the background classes and interfaces will show internally. That I'll show you. How can we write? So now let me just go this. So, okay, so let us just add here. Okay, so I'm just trying to avoid all these things. Okay, so now let me just go back here. So now let us start with Java doc. What is the Java doc? So slash, now hit enter. Now you see, right? Just hit. Okay, so now observe the font here we have used. Font ID is using single line comment. Font is little bit light gray with the dark theme. Now you see, right? So this is again light gray in dark theme, but you see, right? Like it is started with little bit light green Java document. Okay, so now this is, I'll just one more time I'll show how to write a Java doc comment slash asterisk hit enter. Again, this treat as a multi-line. So you can enter how many times you want. Okay. So now let us write one thing. So yeah. First program, or yeah, this program demonstrates basic steps to display the output message in console by using class comma, okay, by using keywords. What are the keywords? Whatever the orange font you are seeing, right? All those are keywords. By using keywords like public. So now static, now void, and main method. Okay. So now you see this font, right? You see. So now I want to generate Java document basically. So what are the tool basically I need to use here is, so now how I need to execute. So I want to, as I mentioned, Java document, it will give HTML kind of a description. We can use the same program in browser. So what exactly this program will give. So how to execute that program is just go back to the terminal again. Okay. So now you can just use, as I mentioned, Java doc is the tool provided by JDK. Use the same thing. So Java, like we have used Java C. Java C is also one of the tool provided by JDK, which acts as a compiler, which can be used to compile your program. Same thing. Okay. Java doc, because we are using Java doc comments. So I want to see the Java doc comments here. So now you see what is the file name. So Java doc first dot Java. Hit enter. Now you see it generated. Now you see. So multiple things it generated here. It generated. So generating all these things. So now either you can see, so multiple structure it will see, right? Like we don't have these many files earlier. These many files are here. So now let me just go back with the hierarchy here. So now let's just use this, your programming structure. So now open the source folder. You see all those things it will come. So multiple. So let us take any HTML file. So yeah, this is my file name. What I will do, I'll just open this, okay, directly. So now open this here. So now see, you see, right? This is nothing but API, application programming interface, like which gives you the basic description of your application. This is similar to, so for example, I'll just take one example here. So whenever we take up any product, right? Whenever we purchase any product. So along with that product, all the company vendors will provide one kind of a dedicated booklet. So how can I use that product? So like, how can I use this product? What is a warranty? So description of the components to use that product. Everything they will mention in that 10 to 12 pages booklet. This works as the same thing. You see, right? First.html. So we have written any comment here. So we have used all those things. We have used our class name is, you see, right? Public class first. So extends object. So now we have written till here. We have not used this extends object. You see, right? Our program is this one, public class first. That's it. So extends object we have not written, but internally JVM uses this. I mean, internally Java is using this. Now again, constructor, no, we have not written in our source code, but still it is using, in the sense it is supporting basically. So now default constructor, this is the default constructor added. So now method summary, each and every description it is divided. So first class, after that constructor, after that method it has given. So now method summary. So only one method we have used, that is main method. So now what are the keywords it is taking? So now static, void and main. So again, all are interlinked. So if I want to click object, right? So it will navigate from here. So click on that, interlinked. So it reach to this class and it will give the description, what is basically object. So meaning that whatever the class you are going to create, whatever the user defined classes you are going to create in Java, all are internally using Java class object. So now go back here, it will give the description. Again, link format, you can click and you can navigate purpose. So now again just click on first, it will go here, So what is the description of first? So what it will return here. Now again, if I click on main method, just click on main method. So now it will reach to here, it shows here. So now again like object. So this is a supporting information. So if you want to implement more methods, you can utilize all these things. Okay, so now do we have any static methods like concrete methods and all? So now if I want to go with another structure, so just click on this package. It gives how many classes. So now you can just go back here. So tree, what is the hierarchy of your class, whatever you have written. So now what is the index? So what is the order it follow to you to store this? So now click on help. It gives the information about help kind of a thing. So navigation and like what are the concepts, all this hierarchy. What does it mean by tree hierarchy? What does it mean by index hierarchy? What is a class and all? It gives one liner of a definition. So I'm just go open another index all. Okay, so just click on index all. So index, you see, right, the tab, same thing, it opens and it will. So whatever the HTML files it is having, right, it gives the information about your application, basically. So what are the concepts you have used and all. So now when I take this index all, so now you can just go, you see, right, the title of the tab is API help. API help is nothing but what are the basic details it will add as a Java document. Now this is about the comments. Every time this is not required to execute this particular Java doc. If you want to be specific, like if you have designed any, developed any program and for your For your reference, like it should be easily understand if you want to share this particular file to one of your colleagues so that they can be easily understandable. So what happens here is like in multiple companies, in multiple projects, usually like once the demo is completed, in the sense like they will plan whenever we have a production release, right? Production release. So stakeholders and the who are going to use your application, they don't have any programming language. Again, they don't bother about the programming language which we have used. They want only the requirement. The application should work. That application should be used to the end users who can use easily. So during that period, one of your senior members, like one of your supervisors or the leads who are handling that project, they will give a walkthrough basically. They will give a walkthrough of the application like this. They will mention everything details here. They will prepare one kind of a HTML file and they will give a walkthrough during the demo sessions that this is the product we are going live. We are releasing as a production environment. So what we have written, so what this application will do and all, they will give like this. So again, like whenever you go, right, it is easy navigation. They will share this .html file, like they will share one of the Java doc to the customer so that he can easily understandable by understanding. So what is the details and what is the path and what is the scope we have delivered to the end user. Like this. This is helpful for the Java document is a tool basically provided to write Java doc. So the syntax is we need to write like this. Okay. Yeah. For today, I'm done. So if you have any queries, yeah, we can take it up.
Hey, Mohammed, quick question with the Java doc thing which you just explained. So we are not bothered about the content in that. Even if we have an empty /*, it should still consider it as a Java doc comment, right? Is that right?
Yes. It's simply, as I mentioned, right? Like simply it will ignore. This is for to improve the readability, but the main purpose of Java document is nothing but, so what is our class? So basically, so what are the methods we have used? Technical details it will give, the hierarchical manner. So what is our class? Now it is there only one class we have written with little steps, but this gives the supporting. So internally, how our application, our program executes with these basic details.
Got it. Let's say if we have like 100 classes, even though if we execute one
Yes.
Java doc for one class, it should give for entire project, right? All the classes.
Yes. We can generate like entire project. We can generate and we can just provide that.
And should we add that /* to get it executed, or that's not needed?
No, this is important. Basically, this is important. This is important.
Okay.
Like if you want to use this will be important.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So because it will, when you are running this program, right, it will understand that like we have used a Java doc comments here so that it will understand. Like this is important.
Okay. Got it.
Hey, Bhasha, I have a question.
Yes.
So, as you said, JDK is used to develop any kind of Java program, right?
Yes.
So, we are using IntelliJ as well, right? How they both are communicating to each other, why we are using two of them?
Okay. So I'll just explain. So now, to run or develop any program, okay, in any program, like for example, now we are going with Java. Like I'll just take any Java program. Okay, we need one kind of a mechanism to execute this program. Okay, so IDE is nothing but integrated. The meaning is integrated development environment. So IDE, meaning of IDE is nothing but it allows programmers or developers use the programming language and develop the programs, execute. Like it acts as a one kind of an environment. It supports basically. So IDE, without IDE, so the same program I can use, whatever the program I have written, right? Same program we can use in Notepad also, one of the text editor. But what is the use of IDE is nothing but it is supporting as a backbone to any programming language, which provides additional steps also. Additional steps is nothing but in the same environment, right? Like single window. I'm using the single window. This is IDE, IntelliJ. I integrated Java. So how can I confirm Java is working? So by seeing this, you can confirm my program. I have integrated Java. You see, right? SDK, software development kit. I'm using a Java software here. So now cancel it. So now this IDE is giving you a project hierarchy, project structure, which can be easily understandable with this kind of a folder. By default, it generated. This is nothing but a development environment. So now again, you see different fonts. So keyword is one font, method name is one font, class name is font. So now if I same copy and paste in any one of the editor, for example, if I take in Mac, you can try. If you're using Windows, you can just open Notepad and you can just try this. Okay, I'm just using Sublime Text here. Let me just open Sublime Text. So now I'm just copy here, paste here. So you see everything is in single font, white font. You cannot differentiate. If you're a beginner, you cannot differentiate what is a class. By reading this only, you can consider this. Now, if someone asks you, so can you just brief me what are the keywords you have used in your program? It's very difficult, right? Here. So the difference between IDE and editor is nothing but IDE is one environment which allows developers or programs to utilize that programming language effectively. With this kind of a graphical component, this is a simple program, but going forward, you can get more importance, like what is the advantage of IDE. In single window, we are doing multiple things. We are compiling a program, we are running a program without depending upon other areas. So, but like if any text editor, if I want to run this, right, again, I need to go with command prompt, terminal. We don't have any graphical view if I'm using editor and all. Does this answer a question? Answer your query? So,
Yeah, yes.
okay,
It's clear
so
now.
IDE is basically, it provides one environment where programmer does not bother about other things. They can concentrate only on the requirement. Once, this is a one step. Once you loaded or configured your SDK, whether any programming language, SDK is nothing but software development kit. After that, you can focus on requirement, everything IDE will take care. So now, for example, I'll just show you one thing. So now let me just type one thing. Okay, so basic thing, I'm just typing this one system. I don't know what I need to use. I'll hit dot. You see, I'm getting some kind of a helper from IDE. Okay, all these things, who is developing? Who is giving these all options? This particular step is giving SDK. So now the same thing, I'll just go and I'll just open in terminal editor. So now let me just type here system dot. Nothing helps, right? Nothing helps. This is the advantage of using not only IDE, not only IntelliJ, any IDE you can use. We have multiple IDEs like Eclipse, NetBeans, IDE, like IntelliJ we are using now. Any IDE, it will give some graphical kind of representation to the user so that he can easily identify what he is writing. And like in case of any issue, any error, they're using like what I will do, I will just use this one. So now by seeing this red font, right, I can easily understand, okay, something goes wrong. It is giving red font. Red font meaning something I did a mistake. Yeah. Any other queries?
Any more questions, guys? Yeah. Today marks the day 3 of our Java classes. So these were the free sessions which we promised. But to continue, we will be continuing the same for next 2 days as well. So if you, we expect you to transfer do the payment in next 2 days so that you can get the credentials of the platform and have access to all the materials and videos that are being discussed in today's class. So so the company's bank details are shared in the chat. If you go through it, we accept through bank and also through UPIs. Once you've done the payment, please share your screenshot to my WhatsApp number. The WhatsApp number is also mentioned in the chat section. Please share the screenshot and your name so that I will create the login credentials and add you to the WhatsApp community. If any questions regarding the fee structure, you can ask your questions now.
So I replied like whatever the queries I got yesterday through email. Just please refer that. And just like once it works successfully and answer your query, so that's fine. You can continue your work. If still gives error based on my response also. So again, like you can reshare or reply to the same screen, whether it is working or not. Okay,
Hope
that's it.
everyone has the email address to ask your queries. It's demo@plurallabs.com.
Okay, then I'll meet with you again tomorrow with another interesting concept.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I got a number from Pradeep. I don't know if Pradeep is in the call. Myself, this is Vijay, Chandrakala's husband.
Pradeep, are you in the call? Pradeep. Yeah, any questions, sir?
Yeah, so I just wanted to check what and all, you guys would like to cover in this entire. I think this program is for 90 days, right? Is what I heard.
It will be for 4 months.
Oh, 4 months,
That's 100 sessions, 3 to 4 months, 100 sessions.
100 sessions. And there'll be, what and all, only the back end or I heard it's a full stack, right? So it's gonna cover some front end technologies as well, like in the front end, what they're gonna focus on.
Sir, Basha sir, are
Yes,
you
yes,
there?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
please.
yes, yes, yes. Yes, we'll focus on front end also. So syllabus already shared, like in one of the session we discussed. So AngularJS
Oh,
concepts we are going to cover.
Angular, okay.
Yeah, Angular.
Angular and like a JavaScript also.
Yes, yes, yes. HTML, CSS. So those front end, like initially, like when we start Java EE, it comes with Servlet and JSP. That is also front end technologies. How can we design our web applications? So once we
Mhm.
complete this, we reach to Hibernate and Spring Boot technologies, where we discussed how can we integrate with UI called AngularJS module. So we will use that. So to answer your query, so AngularJS, Servlet, and JSP, we are going to teach related with these front end concepts.
Along with in the back end, you guys will be focusing on the Spring Boot
Yes,
and
yes,
Java.
yes, yes.
And you guys will also show them like the deployment steps and all, or
Deployment steps is nothing but like whenever we execute any programming, right? It will come
yeah.
as
Okay.
internally. So
Yeah,
Spring Boot
I'm a Java
technology.
developer, but
Yeah,
yeah, I've been working almost for 10, 12 years now in Java.
yeah.
But I just wanted, I didn't get a chance to join your sessions. So
Okay.
that's why I was like, just wanted to check what and all will it cover.
Yes, yes. Like, I mean, as I said, like the details already I have shared, so you can just reach out to me team members. They will share you
Sure.
what are the details and
Okay.
all. So, but to answer your query, yeah, as we mentioned, this is a full stack, right? So the core concepts like core and advanced Java will take like 35 to 40 sessions. Post that, we'll
Okay.
start with the Java EE concepts like JDBC, Servlet, JSP. After that, ORM concepts like Hibernate with mapping and all. We'll see there. After that, like Spring Boot technologies, there we will touch REST, MVC, and like microservices also. After that, like, we will use AngularJS, so that will teach you how can we use AngularJS, like how can we integrate all these modules which we have learned.
Okay. 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 So this is your first batch, or have you guys already trained in the
This is
previous
third
batch?
batch. This is third batch.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Sure. Thanks for answering all the questions, Basha.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. I'll talk to Pradeep then
Sure, thank you.
and go ahead and make the payment here.
Yeah, but sir, like I kept here the version is right, the Java version.
Yes, Vikram, you're asking any query? Yes, tell
Yeah,
me.
like install the Java version yesterday. It's like JBR 17.0.12. Is the right version? Install.
No, 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 no. JBR, it's not. JBR, it should not give a JBR. So So I'm just trying to understand this Java virtual machine. It's supposed to give Java 17.2. So, I'll just give you the path basically, how it will represent this. I'll just show you. I'll just sharing this same thing. So from where you are getting this one? So whenever you are executing
Yeah,
IDE itself, it is giving.
yeah, yes,
Okay, the program is up and running for you.
yes. I'm
Oh,
able to execute the program.
okay. But this JBR is still working. But anyhow, I'll just check and let you know. Okay, I'm just copying this. Okay, usually like a JVM, it will come. JBR is nothing but not sure from where you have installed this.
The same like when I install the IntelliJ, it's allowed to like Java version 17.
Okay. From IDE you have installed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then fine. So usually the path, it should come like this. Whenever you execute program, right? It will mention jdk17.jdk. But sure, like basically this I have installed from that Oracle portal. Yesterday I have shown, right? Like from Oracle portal. That's the reason, like this is a valid and LTS support. LTS support is nothing but long-term support provided by provided to Java users, programmers till 2029. This is the official version supported by provided by this Oracle. But anyhow, like you are using from IDE, then fine, no problem. Java
Okay.
agent I'm seeing. But only the thing I'm seeing is JBR, why it
So
is
that's the
called
reason I confused it. So that's the reason I asked it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you can continue with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, then I'm leaving or stopping the session for today. We'll meet tomorrow. If you have any queries related with today's class and yesterday's class, so just post me the queries, like whatever, like whether that is component level, architecture level, whatever the concepts you have related. So I'll just understand your query and respond as soon as possible. Bye for now. Thanks for joining the session.